It's actually quite a small circuit. It's a very short oval, but the high banking makes it quick. Might give this guy a bump, see if we can't get him up there to the leader. What's up guys, Hobo88 here and welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and once again we're going back in time in today's video. We're going back to a time when HQ Holdens were at the peak of their powers and the most popular Australian one-make motorsport series. We saw these cars racing around road courses all around the country, but they also featured at Australia's only high bank oval, the Thunderdome at Calder Park. So in today's video we're going to go and check that out. Of course, the Thunderdome, home to NASCAR in Australia at the time, as well as Oz cars, which were Holden and Ford, Commodores and Falcons that raced on the oval there as well. But the Thunderdome, which ran for 12 years between 1987 and 1999, was one of the coolest things that we had in Australian motorsport, and the HQ Holdens also featured on the card there when the track was open. So we're going to go back there today. We're going to tear around there in these cars. We're going to do a race, see how the AI goes, see whether or not we can get ourselves a decent race, and just take a dive into the history books and talk a little bit about these cars and that track, which was just such a cool place to race. And these cars, of course, were extremely popular in their prime. They even still race all the way up till today, but they were at the peak of their powers in the 90s when the Calder Park was part of their calendar. So without any further ado, let's go out, get on track, check out the HQ Holdens at the Thunderdome. Alright guys, here we go. We're at the Thunderdome. Calder Park, getting ready to roll out off pit road here in our HQ Holden. We're going to go out and do a few laps, see what it's all like before we do a race, do a few practice laps, and see if we've got decent pace relative to the AIs. We'll just let this guy pop out in front of us. Alright. First thing you'll notice is that we're going the opposite direction. Not too many cases where you see cars heading in a clockwise direction around an oval, but there was a theory for this, and that is that the driver sits on the right hand side in a car in Australia, and being an Australian car, oh, they're into it here already. Because the driver sits on the right hand side, it's considered safer to have the wall further away from the driver, which is probably part of the reason why NASCAR tends to go the opposite direction in America with left hand drive cars. So yeah, right hand drive car means we go in a clockwise direction in the HQ Holdens. You can hear the squeaking of the suspension as we ride through the bumps and the banking. Might try and run a little higher this time. Didn't get as good of a run as the car below us there on the bottom, but we do get better momentum down the straight. So, oh, brake lights checking up for each other down here. Teammates! Let off, turn the car in, try and get that run off the corner, which we do. So, HQ Holden Racing, extremely popular. I think it would have to just about be the longest running one-make series in the country. The nearest equivalent to this in today's day and age would probably be Toyota 86 or Honda XL Racing. Probably XL Racing, because they are a stock car essentially. They're a budget series. They're designed to be cost effective and affordable, and at the time when these were at their height of popularity, they were everywhere. You could buy a HQ Holden for cheap, you could run it for cheap, maintain it for cheap, and you could buy parts or cars fairly freely. A very, very popular car in Australian history, HQ Holden, which existed or was manufactured between 1971 and 74, I think, from memory. So a popular car from the early 70s in Australia, and these things raced and even still race up to this day, but they were in the height of their popularity in the 90s. I certainly remember watching them a lot when I was a kid. And I did watch them here at the Thunderdome. I was fortunate enough to spend time here at the Thunderdome as a kid, as a spectator. And I certainly saw my share of HQ Holden racing here on the oval. We're just going to try and run a bit of a lower line this time and see how the car goes down low. It sticks pretty good down there, although we get tight as we head out to the wall. We certainly get that chug as the car tries to get up off the corner. We don't have a lot of gear. Got one parked on the apron down there. You can see on the speedo there we're doing 180 kilometers an hour or thereabouts, so they're certainly fast for what they are. No aerodynamics, so to speak. Oh, they're into it in front of us. We're actually going to check up here and go for the pit lane anyway. Alright. That's our warm-up. I think we've done enough there. We've got an idea of where we're at. Let's go out and do a race. We're going to do 15 laps. We're going to come from the back and see how that goes for us. Alright, you guys, here we go. We've got a standing start here now. These cars would certainly not have done standing starts at the Thunderdome on the oval in real life, but Assetto Corsa doesn't have rolling starts by default, so I didn't feel like modding that in, so we're just going to go with the standing start here for this one. But 15 laps, and the AI are all checking up on the opening lap. And we're going to just go straight to the top and pass as many as we can, because we've got to pass a lot of cars here in this race. Oh, we got checked up on the exit of turn 2. We've already passed a whole bunch of cars, and they're going to go all over the place in the corners here, I imagine, while they're all packed in together. So we'll just we'll stay high, hopefully stay away from any of that check-up and drama, and pass as many as we can. Look at them scattered out 3 wide down there along the main straight in front of us. But they're an interesting little car. Only weigh by... Oh, whoa, whoa! Oh, what a save! Right up there, scraped the fence. Heaps of them checked up. Look at that, we're already up inside the top 10. P8, how good. Fairly little car. I mean, they're not small, but the regulations had them weighing 1,365 kilos, 1,000, just under 1.5 tons with the driver in the car at the end of the race. So, you know, not huge, you know, not hugely heavy, but they're not got a lot of power. There's a 202 red engine, a 3.3 litre V6, so not an abundance of horsepower. So although they're not hugely heavy cars, they're certainly not light, but they're not that heavy. They don't have a lot of power, so you know that also becomes a factor. And they've obviously only got the 3-speed manual gearbox, which you would have heard when we got up to speed there that there's and even now in top gear we just have a lot of chugging trying to pull the car along the way the gearing has to be for a 3-speed. So they're not exactly a sprightly car to drive, I wouldn't say, but they do handle the oval pretty well once you get up to speed. And I've seen some of the best racing ever in these cars here at the Thunderdome at Calder Park. Action-packed. They are quite fast for what they are, and the crashes when they crash are enormous in HQ Holdens. They're enormous. Alright, we're already up to 6. We must have some lap traffic up ahead up there because there's more than 5 cars in front of me. And they're all getting checked up, so here's our chance. We're going to go to the top again here. Hope that they all get checked up on the bottom, which looks like they are. There's brake lights. Try and get the big run off the top. Oh, yeah. Yes, we do. Look at that. 5th, 4th, 3rd. I think these are the 2 leaders out in front of us out here. Maybe the 71 on my inside. Might be P2 because he's got good speed there, but we made great progress here to the front. The AI certainly struggled to get themselves spread out, so that was good for us. But yeah, I was saying I've seen some enormous crashes in these cars at the Thunderdome. It's a fast track. Obviously oval, but based on Charlotte. Bob Jane spent some time in America in the lead up to building this track, which took 4 years to build and initially opened in 1987. But he spent time in the lead up to that over in America, learning and understanding the rise in popularity of American NASCAR racing, and wanted to replicate that here in Australia. Bob Jane, obviously an icon of Australian motorsports in the 60s and 70s. And he had a great interest in bringing the popularity of US-based stock car racing to Australia. So he built this speedway or oval based on Charlotte Motor Speedway, but with one considerable difference, and that's the size. This is only 1.1 mile track as opposed to 1.5 mile track or thereabouts. So it is a bit shorter than Charlotte, but built on the same specifications otherwise. So it is very fast. High bank. Charlotte obviously 1.5 mile track, but high banked and only fairly small. So in relative terms to what is raced in American NASCAR, it's actually quite a small circuit. It's a very short oval, but the high banking makes it quick. Might give this guy a bump, see if we can't get him up there to the leader. So we've got to the top 3, but now we're having trouble making our way forwards further than that. We've got the run here though, and we will move to 2nd as we've got 6 laps to go at the line. So we've got heaps of time. Run right up the hill again. Try and get the momentum. No lap traffic in sight as of yet to help us, although I can see them up in the corner up in front of us there, so only a quarter of a lap away. We might get to lap traffic before the end of this one. And how cool's the old Falcon livery on the car in front of us there, despite it being a Holden. Got a big run here. Retrovision. Joondalup up a WA car. I certainly can't hold the bottom as good, but we do get a good run off the corner. We give him a bump. Come on. We've only got the cars behind us right there, so... Oh yeah. Certainly can't hold the bottom as nicely. But again, we get the run off the corner. Oh, I was going to go to the outside, but kind of got a little bit checked up. We'll give him a big bump again. We are now making a bit of a gain on the cars behind us working together here, so... I'll push this guy out to the lead, then we'll race him one-on-one for the win. The track model itself, as far as it goes, I mean, I haven't been to the Thunderdome in years and years and years and years and years. It's been a long time. But it all looks as I remember it. The only thing that I noticed that is visibly different would be... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Would be the fact that there are no lines painted on, like lane lines painted on the road, particularly in the corners. I do remember there being the dotted lines painted on the road, a couple of lanes in the corners. Alright, let's see if we can't go get this lead with only a few laps to go. Bit of side draft. Yellow flag up there for a second. What have we got? We might have a car spun down here in turns 1 and 2. Oh, I'm not watching where I'm going. We go right up to the fence. There is a car. Oh, we got the run. P2 checked up for that car. So there it is, we're in the lead. Then a couple of laps to go. But I'd love to know, what do you guys think? Would you like to see Calder Park Oval make a return? They still use the road course here for some events. There is a combined layout as well, which as far as I know gets used only for like lemons racing and things like that. I don't think it really gets used for anything much, but that would be really cool to see, like a roval type layout, but it connects the main road course on the outside of the track over the back stretch here with the oval. In fact, I might do a race on that for a video another time, because that would be cool to see how that goes. But I'd love to see this make a return. It closed in 1999. Basically, there was just a lack of entries for the events that were scheduled to run that year. So it opened in 87 and closed in 99 and ran for 12 years, essentially. The track still exists. It's in a state of disrepair at the moment. Would obviously need a lot of money to get back up and running for various reasons. Obviously just get the track drivable and all the facilities up to date, but then also the safety would be the big thing. But I'd love to see it make a return. Love to know what you guys think. But that's it for this one, guys. 15 lap race in the HQ Holdens at Calder Park at the Thunderdome. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. But thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at Hobbo88, twitch.tv/Hobbo88. Check out the live streams. We'll see you guys in the next one.